If you're watching this on the playback, feel free to dial up the speed a bit. So what we're doing here is part 2. We started this last night. We're doing a second part on this abstract moon card. So, and I'm painting it on a ampersand 5x7 watercolor panel. And so here's the traditional moon card, RWS, and then here is my interpretation of it. And so it's kind of like it, but it's a lot different, maybe. Yeah, it's a lot different, but that's okay. It's okay to be different. How you advance things forward is by being a bit different. And that's also why there's like 10 million tarot decks out in the world too. Because everyone's got a little different interpretation of what's going on. We're just going to do... I was going to leave this white right here, but maybe we'll leave some of it white. I wanted to see how the colors and everything behaves on here in like the second day after it's had almost 24 hours to dry. And as you can see here, there's not too, at this point in time, I haven't really added a lot of water on here. I pre-mixed the blue with the Chinese white to make it give it a, dried really fast. Get it in here. You got these towers here. The 2 towers in the background. I'm coming on at actually an earlier time than I usually come on a Friday night. A good almost an hour early. Anyhow, so we have this. Maybe we'll just add this in here like it was a glazing. Let's make some more. I'm going to move this aside here so you can kind of see a little bit what I'm doing. What I'm grabbing over here is some Chinese white, and I'm going to be mixing that Chinese white with this blue crayon, blue cerulean, yeah, that's what it is. And then I'm going to add just a little bit of that blue, bunch of water, and just kind of add this in. And this is the first time I've painted watercolor on this this panel. It's kind of a paneling here. I'm just going to put this in here just a little bit. Maybe I don't want to there, and maybe a little bit more back in here. Kind of brings out a little bit of energy in the sky. Now it does, of course, it will, if I put too much in that yellow, it will turn that yellow green, in which it has actually, very slightly so it has turned that yellow green. So I just want to just get this in here. So the towers are on the backdrop of this grayish blue sky. So the sun has not yet risen here, and traditionally speaking, in the moon, you are looking at both the sun and the moon exist together. The sun and the moon exist together at the same time. So depending on what the energy of the cards drawn are, the positivity or the negativity of this tarot card. We'll switch hands. Add a little bit more in, darken a bit. It's good to practice with the other hand, just to. And I'm holding the paintbrush back a ways too. It's not a. It's a paintbrush, and it's not a pencil. She treated it as such. So we're gonna go really kind of quick in finishing this up. By just putting the little bits of color in here, I'm actually texturing this up a little bit, and I kind of like that. It's got some little flecks. This video on the playback is good as a sleep aid. If you were into colors, ASMR painting, well, you know, this might qualify as an ASMR video, but it's minus like a pretty girl talking, minus all the clicks and the vocal clicks and the whatever. It's been a while since I've looked at one of those videos. And okay, and then we're gonna come back. I think I like that. I like that here. Now I need to distinguish I need to work on distinguishing the moon face. So we got the man on the moon, but then the rest of it, which is this other sort of a vortex of coloration. Let's add this color in over here. We'll add it into here. Maybe it's like a glacier or something, a far off glacier. Let me take some of this green. Oh, I can really tell this is already turning into a real boring show. It's the quiet hour. Just kind of putting in some color. Green hills, green acres, and ham in the background. blue cheese moon, moon made of cheese. I wonder if I should do divination on this channel. I wonder how it would do. I can just put some different colors in here to add to the variations that were there. Add complexity. Welcome, Sophia. Just saw that you popped in. Say hello. That is, if you did come in to say hello. All right, let's come back in and still grab another color. This yellow ochre. Mix it in with everything else that's over here. Just adding color textures in. I don't, not really necessarily have a plan here. What if I add this to this, if it'll just make it more grayer? I think I want that. I want this to have a more of a grayer tone. The towers, the two towers in the background. One in Mordor and the other in... What was that other tower's name? I forgot. I used to know all of this stuff about the Lord of the Rings, but I guess I'm starting to slip. I'm slipping. I'm losing my memory of stuff I used to know. I think we'll go in and use some of this other blue, this Prussian blue. Do an outline here. I do realize that my art has a kindergarten-y tone to it. Streaming right off from here. It's nothing, it doesn't exist in the realm of hyper-realism or whatnot. But you know what? That's just the way it is. You can approach art from where you're at and not from where you're not at. I don't want this to be like an empty spot in there. It's like a hollow, and this has got another hollow, another empty spot. Maybe we'll do at the border between day and night just a little bit more color definition with some Payne's gray. At the border between day and night. Kind of bring this out a little bit. I'm trying to shake too much. My hand's kind of shaky today. Actually, my hand's shaky all the time, which is why I'm not a surgeon. There. There we go. It gets a little bit more definition there. Defining between this and this, different realities, different worlds. You know, this is night and day. Let's see. What else? We got to work on this over here a little bit. Maybe we'll come in just a little bit that ultramarine blue and we'll draw that in like it was the shadow of the building here. Yeah, it looks like hell. I know. Because it's got all blurred out. It's all blurred out. There's not much I can do about it now. All right, let's just come in and do some more yellow accents into the sky. Kind of the sense of the roundness. Oh, I ran right into the camera with my head. I think that looks pretty cool. Well, it needs some creatures, maybe. So, what kind of creatures should I put in here? Maybe some of my S creatures, S people. All right. Hmm. Welcome to the most boring show in the world. This is 999 Boredom. Watching paint dry. It doesn't get any more boring than that. Well, we'll blend it up a little bit more. Add some more water to it. Add some more blue to it. Should come in here as more purpley. Now it looks a little bit more muddy. Okay, it looks like I ruined my moon. Completely ruined it by adding that red to it. I guess we're committed here to making it darker. In most places, darker. Hmm. Interesting. Okay. All right, we want to do something else. Oh, that's interesting. The whole pot just fell out. The whole pan of permanent red just popped right out. Coming up near the water. Got myself an S creature. One. And another one over here. A black dot. Actually, that's more interesting there. Water just sort of makes it more. There. Oh, it looks like a smudge. Bill, good job at ruining your painting. Good job, Bill. You ruined your painting. Because you did these things in watercolor and not in acrylics like you should have. Oh, but maybe we can salvage it. Yeah, I think we can salvage it. It's really kind of hard painting this small. Hello, Maria. Welcome. Welcome to the Moon Part 2. The New Moon Review. MOON spells moon. What do you think? My abstract moon. Well, good. I like it. Yeah, it's interesting, anyways. There, excitement, excitement going on, and let's just take a look at it. I'll just pick it up here. The material was really interesting to paint on. I can tell you that. Maybe we'll come out and do something else while we're here. Something more random. Watercolor block. I think it's one of the last ones I paint. Oh, that's 412. That's like almost a month ago that I painted that one. Let's see. What are we doing now, huh? Let's see. Can we just do I got that bird book here? Or maybe we do something totally different. Something totally different, maybe. Yeah, I don't know. Let's just do a simple ocean scene or something like that. Mm-hmm. Okay. Okay. All right. Let's just see what happens. Let's just spray the paper down, wet it down, and kind of all right. I think I know what I'm gonna do. Oh, look, that's got a lot of water on the surface. Do something kind of abstract. So that's the best way to entertain you is to put some paint in front of you. Yeah. We'll just do something totally abstract here. Change brushes out. Hmm. It's almost like it's a mountain range out over there. No, I've been on for 31 minutes and 16 seconds. I'm just gonna do something here, really abstract. I don't know what it is. An abstract landscape. Maybe come back in here. I'm gonna put this up there. Blend it in. I woke up with a migraine this morning. I'm kind of still recovering from it. Oh, you just came over on a commercial break? Were you watching anything good on Hulu? I've actually never watched Hulu before. Oh, probably. That probably might be it. I just don't think it may be that I'm just not tolerating those statin drugs the doctors are trying to put me on, and I just feel like I don't know. It's kind of what it feels like. This looks really abstract. I like that. Huh. But yeah, that grays, and I've never seen that before. I was actually watching from like after the election till recently. I was watching House, House or House MD or whatever House, and I get kind of stuck in some of the episodes where I just can't continue watching on. Hmm, that's actually kind of interesting. Maybe it's mountains in the distance. Actually, I like the abstractness. Let's come up over here and take this color. We'll put it in here. Lay it in there. Yeah. Let's see if I can make some. I'm going to switch paint types. I'm going to switch paints altogether. Well, I've been working at that for a long time, getting fast. So I'm gonna switch over to fluid acrylics. It's gonna be difficult because this paper is still really wet. So we'll just have to fan it off a little bit. And I'm gonna need something to mix the paints in. So maybe in the meantime, I can tell this little story here. While I'm waiting for that to dry, I can tell a little story here with the real life tarot. I think Jeff is going to come on sometime this month, and we're going to do a show just with use these prompts here. And so let's see, what's a good question to start it off with? Well, maybe a good question is, I got a list of questions over here. So the question is, who's secretly in love with me? It's like, who's secretly in love with Fred? Or Jed? What is Jed's secret crush like? There we go. We'll do it in a third person thing. What is Jed's secret crush like? So we'll start out with, we're just going to lay down 3 cards and we'll see, maybe 4. And then we'll just start from there while this is drying. So it starts out with, oh, money. It's all about the money. So Jed must have a lot of money, right? Jed has a lot of money. So to determine if Jed has a lot of money, and it's an even odd number. So if it's odd, then it's a no. If it's even number, it's yes. So does Jed have a lot of money? Hey, it's even number. Jed has a lot of money. Jed has a lot of money, and so someone is chasing after the bucks. They're running around with that catcher, stalking the socials. But on Jed's browsing history, there is some interesting entries. Fine high school classmates, the world's best beaches, pimple explosions, brewing coffee, rapid DNA testing. So maybe, does Jed have a baby? Does Jed have a baby who doesn't, does Jed have a child in the world? No, Jed doesn't have a child in the world. Is the person seeking after Jed, do they have a child in the world? No, they don't. Does the person seeking after Jed want to have a child with Jed? Hey, look at that, it's even. The person seeking Jed wants to have a child with Jed because Jed has a lot of money. But Jed suspects that there's somebody seeking after him, right? Yes? So he ordered takeout from the local Chinese place. How are you? The person at the door said, you are there. Hello? Are you mad? Are you confused? That's not how to treat friends. Piss off. I'm sorry. That's how the conversation went. So let's just see what else happens here. Catfishing. It seems to me that catfishing means something in dating terms. What is it that catfishing means in dating terms? Is it that this is similar to this, that this unknown woman seeking after Jed is catfishing for romance, catfishing for dollars, catfishing for cents? Catfishing for a whole bunch of babies. That's what that lady wants, is a bunch of Jed's babies, because Jed's got the good stuff. He's got the good stuff out there. And ultimately, this relationship may not end very well, because look, it's just going to blow up. It's going to blow up in their faces. So we want to find out, what is this lady like that's chasing after Jed? What is this lady like that's chasing after Jed? What is this lady like that's chasing after Jed? Now, these cards want to pop out here. Broken bed. So Jed broke the bed. They want to break the bed with Jed. But what is this person like? Maybe he's the catfish, yeah. Concern, caution. This person is concern, caution. What's that person like? Anxiety. The person's got a lot of anxiety. Got the broken bed, caution. Chasing after money. Pictures of clowns. Discount rifles, world best beaches, pimple explosions. All the works here. This was a pretty boring story, don't you think? Anyways, it's dry enough to continue on. I think I would probably be better at doing this if I am not on that post-migraine thing. All right, let's go back to here, because I can do this. Yeah. Let's see, what am I going to do? I want to make some colors. Let's do... Have I opened this up yet? I have. So these are fluid or acrylics. And that's a lot. That's probably a lot more than I'll be using here. And... oh, it'll be fine. I have chronic migraines. I took my meds. Let's lay this in here. Yellow in here, and then we'll layer up some blue on top of there. Let's see if I've opened this one up yet. I haven't. Just a little droppy drop. Yellow and blue make green. Ooh, that's more than I probably will be using here, but it's okay. Let's take some of this white out too. You're gonna stick the pizza in the oven? Okay. The dog didn't like the dinner that I served her. Let's get this soaking up. This will work like watercolors too. It's going to be like nothing special. I can just guarantee you that. Nothing special is happening here. Oh yeah, I've eaten and I've eaten and eaten stuff I shouldn't be having either. Done all of that. Let's see how this is up here. It'll look pretty brilliant. Maria from Chicago, right? Yeah, it's just a little something here. I got the red. I think I've already used the red, little red jed. There we go. Let's see how this red behaves on the paper. You're gonna need to watch Rudy again. I actually haven't watched it all the way through in a long time. A strange dream. I got off Facebook and I makes me kind of wonder about a person if they're even still alive. Guess I'm gonna have to open up Facebook again and find out. Oh, I actually haven't really been. I've been watching a bunch of politics. That's all I've been watching is politics. And a little bit of then I go back into watching like Humor Bagel or Gilstrap TV, or I go watch uh, some of these podiatry off some Lexington podiatry and watch people trim toenails and and stuff like that. Extremely boring stuff. Let's see what we go happens if we put this up here. Kind of mix it. Now it's no longer the sky. I was watching last week. I was watching Mr. Popzit a lot. I think he's also from like the South or like Florida, one of those red states. He has a couple videos on there that I keep watching over and over again. They got like some of them have like 10 million views on them. Just one has a big giant abscess on some guy's back, and seems the ones that's got lots of pus in them are the ones that people want to watch the most popular. hmm You know, I don't really have any plans here for what I'm painting. It's just I'm putting the color down and see if something emerges. This is one thing I like about painting over, let's say, writing. This exercise here is a bit harder to do with writing, but you can. You sit down with your pen and you ask the question, you know, like, what am I feeling, or something like that, and out pops whatever stream of consciousness they have going on in your head. All right, so what we got? I want to use up all the paint. I don't want it to go to waste. So put some white in here. See if we can tone down those colors. Hmm. Go back into that blue. That I got left over here. Maybe another coat. I wonder if Ken is still alive. Hmm. Yeah. You don't write for personal reasons. I lost my journal that I've been like writing in. It's my show journal. I have two show journals. I have one where I just record all the stats of everything that goes from after each one of these shows. But then I have another show journal where I'm writing content in, and I lost that one. I don't know. It might still be in this room. His his poetry has everything in it. I or when I'm like thinking about what I want to do for the after church chat, or I go on somebody's show and I do divination. My show journal. I don't know what happened to it. All right, we're just gonna mix all this paint up together and just put it in here. I can say about this is that if I come back to it after the paint is completely dry, I think I can mold this into something actual, rather than just be like, you know, putting random colors on the page for no apparent purpose. I don't think I can come back in and add watercolors onto the top of this, but I might be able to go back over it with some heavier body paints. I'll leave this. Mm-hmm. Did you used to write poetry, or were you just writing like fiction, or you just writing your thoughts down from the things that you were thinking about? Mm-hmm. You just write for writing. Let's see. It's like I'm in like dream time or something like that. All right, well, pretty much used up all the paint. I'm going to be back on at 4 o'clock tomorrow. 4 o'clock my time, 7 o'clock Eastern. And I'll be having Miss Tarot D on, and we'll be coloring the tarot. And I haven't done a coloring the tarot for, gosh, really close to a month. And yeah, I guess it's time I gotta pick up my set here because I don't move all this stuff. But I really just like these cards that are laid out here. It's the Six of Cups, Ace of Cups, Lovers, Two of Cups, and Three of Cups. It's just a massive amount of emotional love, energy, all based around the energy of the number 6. And then I drew my tiles out: live and live, live and light. And there we go. We have this thing. Yeah. The colors are just fantastic here. Let me take this one. We'll move this down here like that. This is a different version of this image here. There's a birthday card. Actually not, it was an Easter card sent by somebody from my mom's church. But I like that image though. So we have this thing. We have Jesus coming from a portal, coming in as a portal into this other realm, and he's pulling people out of the grave and pulling them right back into life. Just like that judgment card. It's yeah. All right, we'll talk to you later. Thank you for popping in and hanging out with me for a little while. And I'm gonna get on done here and go do something else. And we'll see you the next time. And I think this is done. My moon, abstract moon. All right, well, I'll be on tomorrow afternoon, 4 p.m. Pacific time with Miss Tarot D. And we'll be coloring the Empress card. Anyway, that's all I got for you. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.